If you were to ask me, or any kid growing up in the late 90s and early to mid 2000s, what was the most popular cartoon of their generation, probably 8 out of 10 kids would most likely answer the call with the name of an aquatic talking sponge. SpongeBob's success was due to a variety of factors, whether it was the relatability for children and adults alike, the excellent humor, or the rich and vivid world of Bikini Bottom. Nonetheless, SpongeBob has been no stranger to controversy. As a kid, I knew of other boys and girls who were told that they were not allowed to watch SpongeBob due to some of the strange and foreign topics as well as risque material. Nonetheless, I see SpongeBob as to be a key figure in how I was raised, and therefore I think that any kid that loves whoever lives in a pineapple under the sea deserves the opportunity to watch at least seasons 1 through 4, regarded as the golden age of SpongeBob. Now, if you're a parent who thinks their kids shouldn't watch this show, that's fine. But allow me to go through the themes in order for parents to understand exactly what kids are getting from this series. So, let's start out with Season 1, Episode 2, Tea at the Treedome. Now, I would have started out at number 1, but it's a silent film, and therefore the only real lesson learned is that sometimes things come back to bite you in the keister. So, as the second episode begins, we see our friendly yellow sponge spying on a karate-chopping squirrel with a southern accent, finding a feral clam. Yeah, a feral clam. Anyways, they end up teaming up together, although Sandy does mostly do all the work, and they defeat the Great Beast. At this part, you see SpongeBob and Sandy go through the typical introduction of saying their names and introducing themselves to one another. But there is one specific instance in which SpongeBob does point out the difference between aquatic and land creatures, showing that they are very different other than name and gender. So what does SpongeBob teach in this moment to kids? He shows that anyone, no matter how different, can be your friend. I mean, imagine how strange it would be to be SpongeBob in that situation. You have him meeting a different species who can talk and reason, but is covered in hair in an astronaut suit. It'd be like meeting Sasquatch, who was a spaceman. It'd be strange, overall. Anyways, Sandy invites SpongeBob for a date. I mean, play dates. That's what she wants him to think. As any typical person would when meeting a person from a different part of the world, SpongeBob goes and meets a specialist in foreign relations. Oh, wait, no. Actually, he does the thing no one would do. He goes and asks advice from his moron friend. Now don't get me wrong, friends dumber than you can be great, but asking them for advice? No, not so much. Patrick, ever his character quality to make an awkward situation into a worse one, tells SpongeBob that the best thing to do is for him to raise his arm, above his head mind you, and allow only his pinky finger to protrude from his otherwise clenched fist. This really isn't a lesson as much as it is a stupid joke. So, pinky raised high and thinking that it's somehow fancy, SpongeBob is escorted to Sandy's by Patrick, who creepily watches from afar. It's quickly noted by our dear Sponge that Sandy's domain lacks one essence: water. It's kind of a big thing for aquatic creatures, water. Yet, our ever-lovable protagonist sucks it up because he wants Sandy to like him. Inevitably, SpongeBob goes insane. Patrick tries to help, except he finds himself in the same situation, and both end up baking in the hot sun, which makes no sense to me, seeing as how they're on the bottom of the ocean and water repels sun's rays. Anyways, Sandy saves them, though, by giving them water filled with helmets. So what's the theme? Other than being accepting of outsiders? Well, simple, there's two. One, don't ever try to be something you're not in order to impress others. And the second one is to be honest about things. If the person you're with actually cares, then they won't mind what it is that's on your mind for you to tell them. So, having looked at Tea at the Treedome, we see our children being taught to accept those different from you, to be honest, and not act like something you're not, all the while being filled with funny jokes and relatable characters. All in all, I'd rate this an 8.5 out of 10. Points off for inevitable fatigue. Although that wears off once you're like 20, so you got a while. Thank you, ladies and gents, for watching Matrix Wars, where I analyze film shows and go through news involving film, mostly Star Wars, of course. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. And as always, may the Force be with you.